that the second generation has got it. It's worse, like say Miles says that he hasn't had any, bad stuff. He doesn't have to be defibrillator. He says, but he's like mother. He says he gets some little spells. He says he's just like mother. Got spells, and he takes it easy when they happen, and he gets over them. But all those times that mother had they could never figure out what was going on with her. I'm sure that that's what it was with her. She passed out a couple of times. I didn't know what was causing the problem.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they say when they find out what's going on with you. And so they're saying if you don't have it, then none of your kids are going to have it, huh?
None of the kids should have it. That's my understanding. So, anyway, I guess John's going to have, I learned, he said, my brother John is going to have high-learning surgery.
Have what?
Yeah. Was supposed to have had hiatal hernia surgery.
Oh.
Last week before I came, I was talking to Rula. I didn't know about it, but I guess Kimmel was the one that told Rula that he was going to. And I guess he's having it there in the Philippines. I guess that's where they still are. So. Oh, and I didn't think about John. I wonder if they probably send the kid to John so he can have it done.
Yeah.
Too. Anyway, like I say, most of the kids that, the second generation people that have had it showed up at an earlier age than. Of course, Julia knew she had it. I don't think she was as young as some of these other kids that have been when they started having the problems. So I think all of the second generation down that have had it showed up earlier in their life than it did with the.
Well, how come you're calling the second generation if you know that your mom had? You feel that your mom had it.
It'd be the third generation down.
Okay.
Oh. Like I say, she lived a pretty good age. Even having this. Like I say, Julia's was probably a little worse than Mother's was, and Sarah's was a little worse than Mother's was. So Sarah's refraction, anyways, the output of her blood is only 25%.
As far as what?
The output of your blood.
Are you talking about its ability to carry oxygen? I don't know what you're.
I don't know. That's just what she said. Your beats are just not sufficient enough to pump your blood output. I guess it's the oxygen in it. I don't know. It's supposed to be reoxygenated and get it back out into your body, and that's what she's not doing. So, anyway, Julia's was a little more than that. So, I don't know. But I was going to say, where did my rheumatoid arthritis come from? I don't know if anybody else that had it. I think one time when the stuff that Mother was doing, I think she had something that was going on, but she didn't, whatever it was, didn't last or cause her a deformation in her, like it has me. So, yeah, and there's the fact that I'm the only, Julia wasn't gray-headed, Velma wasn't gray-headed, Rue was starting to be a little more gray-headed, and Sarah isn't gray-headed. She might be, I don't know, since her hair's come back and she might have some gray in it, but hey, you don't have any male pattern baldness, do you?
Not really. I mean, my hairline's starting to recede a little bit, but I guess everybody does with age. But I don't have a bald spot on the crown of my head, and Because Mike's starting to get a bald spot on the crown of his head, and I don't think any of the other boys. I know John isn't, and Russell isn't, or he wasn't the last time and Ernest wasn't the last time I saw him, and Brian wasn't the last time I saw him. Well, I got stuff they've got stuff that's supposed to help with that. I think Wayne Bueller was starting to go bald, and I think he spent the big bucks to have the treatments for it, and Troy was starting to go bald, and he spent the big bucks to keep from losing his hair. I won't dye my hair, but if I had some money, I'd probably spend some money to keep mine from going gray, but I don't have I don't even have enough money to get my damn teeth fixed up, so I'm not going to be able, so I don't have any money to get my damn hair, keep my hair from going. But that's the funniest damn thing about it is, when my hair was dark and before I wore glasses, I'd walk through the grocery store and people would look the other way. And now that I wear glasses and I got gray hair, people look at me and smile, and I almost turn around to look to see if there's somebody behind me, and I don't know what the hell I'm stunned, honestly, so I got gray hair, and I put on a pair of glasses, and now I'm not threatening or what. I don't get it.
Oh, see, mother wasn't really gray-headed. Father's hair that he had around the edges had gone he had quite a bit of gray in that little that he had left. But, Bob's dad, Melvin, was white-headed. I've never seen him with anything but white hair.
Well, they say that it's not supposed to have any bearing on your longevity or your virility. But
he was saying that you wouldn't dye your hair. One of the ladies that comes here visiting teaching was telling me that both of her sons were gray, and the youngest one of the two decided he was going to dye his hair, so he dyed his hair, and when he went into work the next morning, after he'd been into work for a while, the next morning somebody came up to him and says, "What's wrong with your head?" And for very long, he got to feeling really bad, and his head had just swelled up from the dye. He was allergic to the dye.
Oh, wow.
He ended up in the hospital with it.
Wow.
I don't know why. read the stuff on the dye bottle. I got some dye ones and was thinking about, when I was just starting to get quite gray, I thought I'll cover this up. But then I read the ingredients on it with all the stuff that, I didn't use makeup because and all these face creams and stuff. I've never been able to use any of them because didn't react well to them. And I thought, I'm not going to put that stuff on my scalp. Besides, I was too lazy to do it because you have to do it every 2 or 3 weeks.
There's a lot of people my age who dye their hair and then they let it go and then their roots start to show and it looks horrible. I don't know any other way to say it. Tamara had her hair. Tamara dyes her hair dark, and then she turns around and has it highlighted. And when Rachel showed up for court, she had her hair highlighted. She's done exactly the same thing as Tamara has, and I'm like, well, I guess it doesn't matter to me. I'm not paying for it. I'm not doing it. So they say they've figured out that it's because your catalase drops out, and then the hydrogen peroxide that's a natural byproduct of your metabolism bleaches the hair out, bleaches the melanin out of it, and they've got this stuff called pseudocatalase that you can supposedly put on your head that will you're not dyeing your hair, but it's supposed to put the color back in your hair. But
that's just like on Fox News on Sunday has a couple of doctors on that are on for a half hour, and they talk about new things that come out, and they have people that write questions in and stuff. The latest thing they've come up with 2 things lately when I've listened to it. And last week or week before, they decided that the stuff that they have in perfumes now, they said I can't remember what they call them, but all the stuff that they have in perfumes to stabilize it and to do other things with it. They said that there was, I think they said 25 to 50 different chemical things in it, but they decided that it might be causing sterility in some women.
Mm.
But the other thing that I thought was really interesting, they and I can't tell you exactly what they're doing with what is AIDS viruses. They're what's the word I want to use? They're working with them so that they won't cause the people to get AIDS, but they're injecting it in people with lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they go in to the cancer. Oh, how did they put that? Anyway, it's been curing people with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
The AIDS virus has?
Yeah, but they do something with it. They isolate it and do something with it so that it's not contagious. It won't give them AIDS, but it does something to the because the AIDS to build some kind of antibody makes it so the heating antibodies of your body, he gives it antibodies, and the AIDS virus, does something to the cell that makes your antibodies be able to fight the cancer. Anyway, I thought I wish that I could remember the words that they use so that I could explain it better, but I thought that was really interesting.
It is interesting, but it's creepy as hell.
So,
They'll keep fooling around until they end up with something that's as deadly as AIDS and as contagious as a damn common cold, and then kill all of us. But you know, I don't think the elimination of the human race would be that bad myself. But that's just me.
So what plans do you have? Have you been looking for any jobs online, or?
Oh, I did a little bit. Those jobs with Cam and Bearing are there, and I need to get applied to them. It's really bothering me because you asked me what I did this weekend, and I went to a dance Friday night with Beth, and then I don't remember what I did Saturday night, and then Sunday. I can't remember what the hell we did. What the hell we did then, and Monday, she had off, and so I spent Monday with her. But you know, I really don't remember what I did last weekend, and I don't know why. Friday I was going to go over to the BCI, the whatever it is, I think it's Bureau of a Criminal Identification, and fill out the forms to and then I haven't got that done, and I didn't make it on Friday, and so then Monday was a holiday, so that put everything off until Tuesday, which was what, 2 days ago. And so now I've dropped the ball on that and haven't got anything done. But you know, maybe I shouldn't have done it, but I bought a new computer. My one laptop is going out. It goes on the fritz. When it gets hot, it locks up. But I've used it a ton. And my other laptop was a screw up, and it's just a miracle that it still works. And then Microsoft just announced that they're no longer going to support the operating system on my older laptop, and it gets so hot you can't hold it, and that's just and if you block off the air vent in it, it gets so hot that it shuts itself off. So it's just a miracle that either one of them are still operating. And then they got this thing on the internet, when I've been on the internet, that said that Best Buy had these laptops for $225, $226, and they were like a pretty good machine. And then so Beth goes, well, I need to buy a router, not a carpenter router, but a computer router, and I got this coupon from Best Buy, and they'll give me 10% off. And I was just joking, and I says, well, I wonder if they'll let me buy this computer that's on super blowout for $225, if they'll give me 10% off on that. And she says, well, we'll see. So I went with her, and they gave me 10% off on this super blowout computer, so I got a new. And I mean, this isn't a piece of crap laptop. I mean, it's still a 64-bit machine, 4 gig memory, and a 500 gig hard drive, which is, you know, really, I mean, 6 or 7 years ago you'd have paid $2,000 for that much computer, but you know, but it was less than, it ended up being less than $200. And then they had some deal where with every laptop purchase, you got like $70 or more. So, but they had a Microsoft Office with it, which is a $70 software thing. I still got the receipt so I can take it back, but and I'm sitting here going, God, as broke as I am, I can't believe that I bought another computer. But I'm sitting here going, well, as much as you use a computer, you know, you've got to have one, and I don't know when the hell I'd ever be able to buy another semi-decent laptop that was new for less than $200. So.
This box thing that I've got here that I play is a radio and a CD player and a tape player, and you know, on your CD players where you can go forward, you know, a little bit and backwards a little bit.
Right.
When I put my tapes in the night, it'll play it, but it just shows it's on one. And the one never goes away. It keeps playing the record, but I can't move it forward and I can't move it back. If I try to move it forward, it just pushes, or move it back. Either one, it goes clear back to the first of the tape.
Well, that's the hell of it. Is, I mean, you know, if you have an iron or a hairdryer and something goes wrong in it, you know, it might be a switch. Or you know, a broken connection. You can take them apart and maybe fix them. But God, by the time you get into CDs, your CD players, you got microprocessors, and so if you get a glitch in the microprocessor, the thing that you're talking about, that's causing the problem or the error, could be something that's a fraction of the size of a human hair, and you'd have to have a damn microscope to find it, and it's gonna be in the middle of a bunch of stuff that looks like a road map of the streets in Los Angeles. How do you cope with that?
Well, I was going to say, I thought, well, maybe there's some of the year you could see in the top that was, you know, but if it was a piece of the thing that made the thing go around, why you would see that, but there isn't anything that's in there that you can see that.
Well, if you want to do, they had a bunch of old film-style cameras that started to come through DI, and they'd be in there for, you know, $5. Well, first they're like $10, $3, $5, $2, you know. So there'd be these cameras, 35mm cameras in there for like $2. And after a while, I'm like, well, and some of them have like autofocus and remote control on them, you know, and some really fancy stuff. And I was interested in the optics in them and stuff. So I'd buy them for $2, and I got what I guess you could call it a jeweler's screwdriver set to take those little tiny screws out. And I take those things home and take them apart and look at the gear train in them and the little motors and the capacitors and all the stuff in there. But it's still basic, even though it might have a microprocessor controlling it. It's still, you know, there's still a lot of mechanical stuff going in there, and it's really interesting. So then they finally started to have some digital cameras come through, and so I bought a couple of those for, you know, a couple $dollars and took them apart, and there's like nothing in them, and that's because it's all digital, and it's all microprocessed, and the stuff is so damn small that you'd have to look at it with the microscope to see what's going on.
Oh, I was going to say I listen to these tapes at night when I lay down.